Rings is shit. Complete dog shit. As soon as Rings started, I immediately knew something was off. The film opens on a plane where this guy turns to a woman he doesn't even know and starts blabbing that he watched a videotape that kills you and he's only got 5 minutes left to live.
I'm at this party and I meet this girl. Next day she sends me this tape. The second it's over, my phone rings. That was a week ago tonight.
And what do you know? The woman has also watched the tape. Straight away, I knew the only reason they were there was to die. They don't even attempt to give them any characterization. We don't even know their names. But I thought, okay, maybe they're just setting up the rules. So the guy gets scared and locks himself in the toilet, which is something everyone should do when they're being hunted by a supernatural being. You know, shut yourself in a room to make yourself isolated and vulnerable. The woman starts banging on the door asking if he made a copy of the tape.
Did you make a copy of it? Did you make a copy?
No,
Then everything goes to shit, and for some reason they chose to film it as if it's an action movie, along with the generic score, frenetic editing, and plenty of shaky cam. All of the screens flash up with the video, and then everyone dies. So, how did the video flash up on all the screens without someone setting it up to happen? Does only one person have to watch the video to kill everyone else around them? The people on the plane only saw the video for a few seconds. Why don't they get 7 days? Can the ghost lady play the video on any screen she likes? Did the ghost only kill the one guy and the plane crash was just a coincidence? Great work at setting up the rules for your film. But don't worry, this scene has no impact on anything and is never mentioned again in the entire movie. You could cut the entire scene and it wouldn't make any difference. I should probably say I'm going to spoil the entire plot in this review, but that shouldn't ruin your experience of the film. The movie itself will do that for you. Not to mention, if you've seen the trailer, you've already seen the whole film. The mark on her hand is meant to be some kind of mystery for the whole movie, but they just flat out give the information away in the trailer.
This mark on your hand, it says rebirth.
Why is the mark in Braille anyway? Why not just write the words normally? Can Samara read Braille? And the word means literally nothing. You could replace that word with any other and it wouldn't make any difference to the film. The trailer is basically the last scene of the film with a few added things that aren't even in the movie. So the main girl's boyfriend is leaving for college, but she's not going because she has to stay home and look after her mother. Do we ever see her mother? Of course not. As soon as the boyfriend stops answering his phone, the main girl leaves home to investigate, and not once is her mother brought up as a concern. I was half expecting that when they got home at the end of the film, she'd find the mother dead in a chair. But nope, the film just forgot she even existed. I hope I forget this film exists.
Mom?
She's here. The plan was gonna...
For some reason, the university professor buys an old VHS player and sits in a dark room trying to fix it. You'd be able to fix it a lot faster if you turn the light on. And what do you know, there's an old VHS tape in there and he watches it, and as soon as he does, he starts seeing things, so he doesn't react at all for some reason. It's stupid. After an unspecified amount of time, it turns out the university professor runs an underground society dedicated to showing people the tape in some kind of experiment. In order to get rid of the curse and not die after 7 days, you need to make a copy and then show it to someone else. And for some reason, all the students that watch the video rely on the professor to show someone else the copy. Why would you trust someone to save your life if they're the one that showed you the video in the first place? If your life's in danger, don't you think it would be a good idea to take matters into your own hands? After some stupid side character dies in an extremely avoidable death, the main character and her boyfriend are reunited. The guy only has a few hours left to live, so decides the best action is to take a nap. She decides to save his life by watching the video, and then for some reason they think it's a good idea to go see the professor.
7 days?
Professor Oak tells her to make a copy, but she can't because it's a larger file size than it was before. What? But, what? You can't copy it because the file size is bigger than before. It's not even that the computer is out of memory, it's just the file size is bigger than it was before, so it can't be copied. But I thought the ghost's whole motive was to spread the video, so why would you stop it from being copied? Nice going, Samara! This is basically a cheap way of making it so the main character has to investigate the plot. But since the new video is larger, it has more information. So all three of them start searching through the footage. And then the woman watches it in full while the other two don't watch, but they stay in the same room and they can still hear it. I'm sorry, but only one out of the three characters currently has the 7-day death wish, yet these other two willingly go through the footage frame by frame with no worry that it will cause them to die. So, does the video only kill you if you watch it at a certain speed and not if you watch it slower or frame by frame? Would you still die if you only watch part of the video and not all of it? Would you still die if you hear it and didn't watch it? What would happen if you muted it and only watched the visuals? The story in Rings is needlessly complicated and only brings up more questions than it answers.
Now, Billy, how many times I told you not to call here and interrupt my kung fu?
From there they leave and the main woman has a vision that leads them to a place, at which point she has another vision that leads her to another place, at which point she has another vision that leads her to another place. From there they leave and the main woman has a vision that leads her to another place. From there they leave and the main woman has a vision that leads her to another place. Well, you get the idea. That goes on for the rest of the film. Apart from the first and last scene, all of the scares come from these visions, which is beyond stupid. We know the character is hallucinating and what they're seeing isn't real, so where are the stakes? We know it's just visual bullshit. There's nothing dangerous there. It's the equivalent of repeatedly trying to scare the audience and then having the character wake up in a "it was all a dream" fake out every 10 minutes. And they use plenty of jump scares and they're hilarious. They use an umbrella as a jump scare. Whoever thought of that should be given some kind of award. I don't know about you, but when I think of that horror movie Rings, I always remember that scary moment when a man opens an umbrella really loudly at the camera. At one point they ask a hotel owner about something and the owner pretty much said, "It's too early in the film for me to give you that information, come back later." And the climax of the film is the video being sent to loads of people through email. I mean, I didn't care at all. None of the people that get sent the email ever appear in the film, but then they send one to Lenny, and I was scared shitless.
No one knew who Lenny was, no one asked him, and no one has ever found out.
Honestly, the film is complete horseshit. I think I said dog shit earlier. It's some kind of shit anyway. There's no danger or suspense, and there's no sense of time progression or escalation. The first scene and the second scene are separated by 2 years, and then later in the film there's a jump of about 6 weeks. And it's never clear what day it is, so we never actually know how much danger, if any, the characters are in. The trailer shows slides indicating which day they're on, but for some reason the film doesn't have those. So without these slides, and with no feeling that things are building up, it's impossible to know what day it is.
It's Thursday.
Not Lenny!
There's Lenny again.
I had to hold back laughter for most of the film, and I almost fell asleep in the middle.